Good morning, everybody. October 20th today. Um, I appreciate everybody working hard yesterday on your vocabulary little checkpoint quiz type thing. For the most part, we did a really good job. Um, so good work on that. Okay. I think kind of the point of that I wanted to emphasize is just make sure that you read when you read that you're reading for details and reading, being specific, because some of those questions kind of tricked you, as far as definitions and what they meant, things like that. So good job for the most part. Okay, so that was kind of like the middle of this workshop. Okay, so now we're starting into the second piece, the second part of the workshop. Um, and there should be some really good things in here. So, um, for today's do now, okay, it's going to be people who oppose laws or leaders in the United States can protest by blank. Okay, what's a good way to protest? Um, this summer, okay, and recently we have seen the wrong way to protest, in my opinion. People burning down buildings and police cars and throwing rocks through windows and fighting with each other. That, in my opinion, that's the wrong way to protest. Do I believe that those protesters had reason to be upset? You bet. There were some things that made me upset. Um, but there's a right and wrong way to go about fighting our problems. Okay. Um, Sometimes there will be a huge group that believes in the same thing you do, and they'll want to protest with you. Sometimes it may just be you. You may be the one who has to go protest for yourself and advocate for yourself. That's another word that we use. Okay. Um, Let me. There we go. Okay, so this is page 52 in your book. Okay. Concept organizer. So discuss the concept of being an activist. Then complete the concept organizer. So to you guys, what is an activist? Okay. To me, an activist is someone who um, gets off the couch and they go out and they they use their voice and they use their thoughts and they use their evidence to stick up for something that they believe in. Okay, there are all sorts of ways of activists. Okay, or ways that we can be active to support what we believe in. Some people could be animal activists. They go out and they try to serve um, animals. I know that I have a cousin who she goes from Phoenix every year in the winter down to a place in Kanab, and she works at this. She volunteers at like this animal shelter because she cares so much about these animals who have been abused and abandoned and things like that. Okay, so um, you could be an activist for change in school. You could be an activist for change with racial segregation and racial issues. You could be an activist to support the law enforcement. Okay, there's all sorts of ways that you could be an activist. Okay, so this tells me in an example. So a human rights activist, they work to achieve freedom and equality for all. Okay, so a human rights, okay, that would be someone who's going out and they are trying to get freedom and equality for all people. Okay, so a good definition for an activist, okay, someone who works hard to make change for something that they believe in. That's what I think would be a perfect definition for that. someone who works hard to make change for something that they believe in. Okay? All right, so now let's think of characteristics of an activist. An activist wants things to change, right? To be right and to change. An activist tries to make other people believe in what they believe in. An activist tries to make other people believe in them. Okay? Activists sometimes blank to deliver their message. So activists sometimes go out in public to deliver their message. Activists sometimes use social media to deliver their message. You know, you guys think about it, social media. If someone delivers a message that they truly believe in, and it takes off, we always use the term goes viral. Man, that can reach so many people, hundreds, millions. Okay, so activists sometimes blank to deliver their message. Okay, so let's think of some examples. Student activists loudly blank the unpopular decision. Student activists loudly disagreed with the unpopular decision to shut down school. Okay, that would be one. I know that there were teachers down in Salt Lake at the beginning of the school year who there were all sorts of protests going on. Some people were protesting that kids should be going back to school. Others were protesting that they shouldn't be going back to school. And it just went back and forth, back and forth. Activists are blank with the current rules. Upset with the current rules, are disagreeable with the current rules. The mayor met with activists to discuss blank. I want you guys to fill that one in. You guys know what a mayor is, right? A mayor is the person who is like kind of like the president of a city. Okay? They're voted in. Okay? Non-examples. Non-examples of what might be upsetting to an activist. Being quiet about your opinion. That's not being an activist, right? Feeling helpless about an issue. Okay? If you're quiet and helpless, are you going to get anything done? Nope. Okay, and now I want you to fill in this blank. Blank became an activist who works to blank. Okay, you guys could think of someone in history, someone alive today who's an activist, or you can make something up. I don't care what you do with that. Okay. All right. Okay, so we're talking about activists. What's something that you guys would be willing to be an activist for? And you know these activists don't always come across as out there trying to change something. Sometimes they might be out trying to promote something. You know, I know I've talked with you guys quite a few times about my daughter and wife. They have type 1 diabetes. Well, guess what? There are things that it's called JDR, I think it's JDRF, Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation. And you know what? They're very active. They're activists because what they do, guys, is they organize events. Like they'll organize fun runs or 5Ks or walks or breakfasts or people to come and speak, to promote and to raise money so that more money can go into the research and help find cures for this disease. Okay, so you could be an activist in that situation. Okay. Anyway, protesting is not a bad thing. Protesting is a good thing because it makes our voices heard. However, protesting in the wrong way and creating violence and destroying property is the wrong way, in my opinion. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion, and that's mine. There's a right and a wrong way to do things, but we do need to be active in what we're doing and be activists for the things that we believe in, guys. Okay, and that's a lot of what this chapter is all about, right? People who have been activists who are fighting for change and fighting for the rights of others. I'm going to leave you with that today. You guys are doing a great job. Hang in there, and we'll go from there. Thanks so much, guys.